What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trigger Warning with Kim Osorio. That would be me and my co-host, Titi Torrez.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome
I
back.
know. It's been a minute.
Well, we had the summer off. We're on summer
Is that what we're saying?
hiatus. Yes.
I guess, right.
Traveling.
You were
enjoying
traveling.
life.
That's right. You went to like 75 countries.
I did.
That was nice.
Yes. It was really good to just take a break. I haven't taken a break in so long. I mean, that amount of time and so long.
How long was the vacation?
I felt like a month and a half. Yeah.
Who takes?
Why
Lucky
is that?
you. That's nice. A month and a half is like, that's a vacation.
Oh, yeah. A vacation.
That's
so
like...
I went to Marbella, Africa. Where else did I go? Barbados. Like, yeah.
Was this an Eat, Pray, Love trip?
No, it was, yeah, I guess you could say.
It was an Eat, Pray, Love.
I celebrated my birthday.
Yep.
I celebrated my 7th wedding anniversary.
Wow,
then
congrats.
Thank you. And then I had a family vacation, you know, with my husband and me and our son. So it was like all of it wrapped in one.
So your husband and your son they weren't on the trip for 6 weeks too?
Yeah, they were.
All three, you were able to do hubby and son
For
for
all
that?
Yeah. Because, you know, our son was out of school for summer
Right.
vacation, and he had a break from basketball. Actually, it would have been longer if we didn't have to come back and bring him back for
Kudos to
preseason.
you. You know, I couldn't do my son for 6 weeks and on a
No.
vacation. My son would drive me absolutely crazy.
I mean, he
On
did.
vacation?
He did towards the end. Towards the end, he did. But we had some friends that met us
Oh, okay.
in
That's
Marbella, and he was able to be around different people. So
Okay.
that was exciting for
Okay.
him. And he bought his PlayStation and his basketball.
Oh, so that's
and-
good.
Yeah, and then I had a trainer that I met online through Instagram that was able to train him and keep him
Good.
you know, busy.
So you were prepared. That's
Yeah.
the thing. You have to be prepared.
Yeah.
I just feel like lately I've been telling my kids like to please leave me alone. I'm like,
But you
my son
have a
is
three-piece.
15.
You have a three-piece.
I have a three-piece, but my son is 15, and I don't think that at 15 your body should be the body of a grown man yet. I have this thing now. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense that a 15-year-old is in a grown man's body. So we share a bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And so like I have to share a bathroom with this grown man's body,
And they're gross, right?
and it's nasty.
Boys are gross.
And he's 15. He can't take care of this big old body.
Shout out to my son. He just turned 15 a couple
Yeah.
of weeks ago.
Mine will be 16 in December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's not into his grown man body as of yet, but he's definitely transforming. Like, I
Right.
see it coming. Like, I see, like, his cuts starting to come in and his face is starting to change.
It's scary.
It's sad because it's like I only have one. And
Yeah, so you're like, oh, my little boy is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. My son told me he had the best physique in his grade.
Oh. Ooh.
And now I'm putting him on blast because I'm sure, well, his friends probably don't. We'll block them from this. But you don't. First of all, you don't have a physique. You have a bird chest. You don't even have like pecs yet. But like, he was in the mirror, like going like looking at himself because his body's changing with like the little, you know, like a little bit of cut.
He's getting cut, yeah.
He's looking in the mirror like, and then like different angles. I said, boy,
It's interesting because this past weekend, I don't know why all of a sudden I just got like hit with this dose of sleepiness. It like came out of nowhere and I'm like, damn, I'm really tired. I guess because I was running around all day. But last weekend I took him to a concert to see Lil Tecca. He's like, Mom, I'm bringing my friends, and he bought a girl.
Wait, did you know it was a girl before, like, she just showed up? Like, hey, Mom, here's my friend, it's a girl.
But I know her.
Okay.
I know her. They went to elementary school together.
Are they a couple?
No, he said that she is just his friend.
Okay.
And then I invited my nephew to come. So it was weird because the nephew was like the third wheel. And
So they were. There's something going on.
I don't know for sure. I did ask him, and then, you know, I interrogated my nephew. But he says no. She's just a friend. Beautiful girl, though. I know her mom. I've known her mom for a while, since they were in elementary school. And then she left and went to a different school. And then then she came to his private school freshman year.
Right.
And then he just transferred into a more competitive basketball school. So he ended up leaving to go to, you know, another school. And so they, you know, they linked up,
like
and they
reconnected.
they went to a concert together, and
it's cute.
And it was cute. I mean, she was super cute.
Yeah.
If I had to choose a girl for him, she would be
nice.
the one.
Don't get attached, though.
I know.
You know, you can't get attached to these other people.
I know, right? That's what my sister said. She was like,
don't get attached. Yep.
Don't get attached. He probably got a girlfriend you don't even know about right now. Like,
my son told me he was like kind of talking to someone.
Yeah.
And then I said, what's her name? And he hit me with the, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
I said, I'm doing too much.
They're
so secretive.
No, they get so mean as they get older.
Oh, yeah,
like,
no,
he
no.
is, like, my son is just
horrible
mean.
Beans. I don't understand it either.
I'm
with you.
You get in the car and you're like, hey, how's your day? Oh, here you go again with all the questions. How was your day? I'm literally asking you, how was your day? And I'm like, Mom from
mean.
hell?
Yeah, they're mean.
I'll pick them up from practice.
I don't know
how
who
was
raised
practice?
them.
Oh, here you go again. Then if I play my music, oh my God, this sucks. And he takes my aux and hook his phone up and just immediately changes my music.
I can't. They are mean, and I miss them when they were little.
Yeah.
And they were sweet, and you were like happy to be a parent, and
and they loved you. They're like, Mommy, when you picked them up. Remember when you pick them up from like elementary school?
But it's like, Mom! Now you have like someone like that's like right there, and
they're
like
just so mean.
Beef in your house.
Yeah. I do want to send a big shout out to the not Virginia, sorry, that's another trophy I won. The New York State Broadcasters Association. I won an award.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, while I was on vacation.
Nice.
For my Go-Getter Music and Multi-Leadership Summit. I won a trophy
coming
for that
up
last year, and it's back again this year.
And I'm going to come.
You're going to be on one of my panels.
Make sure you guys come check us out.
It's a free event here in the Bronx at Metropolitan College of New York. As a matter of fact, where we film at is Bronxnet.
Oh, good.
And the college is right here across the street.
Oh, nice.
Literally, like this
is... So that's where we'll be.
Right here.
Excellent.
Right here. It's literally a 2-minute walk from here to here, and they have, parking. It's a free event. So we're going to have lectures, panels, breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's free, but everybody must register. Everybody has to register. Let me say this. Let me tell you why you guys should come, because I feel like sometimes people don't take advantage of these opportunities. Yeah. It's a networking event. Mm-hmm. And that's what you get out of it. And even if you don't want to meet me and TT, because I know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's like, oh, come, we're having this event. Like, you might not want to meet us. You're like, well, why we want to meet them? It really becomes about the lifelong relationships you meet with like-minded people who show up at these conventions. And I did that when I was coming up in the game. Like, I went to everything. And that's kind of why I started it. Not only did I want to build the next generation of leaders, but I wanted to create something that actually had development to them. So self-love and leadership is one of our lectures. Love it. And it's about building mental wellness and boundaries and self-love. What does that look like, and how do you build that inside of you so that you could be the best version of yourself? I think that mental health is important, especially as a female executive in this business. A lot comes with that. So, you have to be mentally prepared. And then mapping out career mapping. Right. What does that look like? And that is going to be taught by Dr. Charlene Thomas, who is a 20-plus year music veteran. She currently works at Def Jam, but she's had a long career in the industry. And then we have the panel, which is great because that's the one
Yep.
that you're
Yep.
on. Create with purpose. How do you use media for social impact? And so we're gonna. That's curated by Rose. You're on that panel. Shout out to Lauren LaRosa from the Breakfast Club. Ashley from NBC. Shout out to my girl, my PR girl. I always pronounce her name wrong. I pronounce it wrong, but I love you, girl. I always pronounce her name wrong. And then we're going to have a workshop, a beauty workshop.
Nice.
Which it's another mental health workshop.
Love that.
With these two girls.
You did something like that last year.
It's the same
that
girls,
was really
Candy
great.
and
Yep.
Natasha. They own Make Me Over Beauty Truck in Queens.
Love it.
These are two sisters, and one of them is a therapist. So the workshop is about, how do you, some people just feel like beauty is it's based on the outside, what you look like, but ignore the ugliness that sometimes are inside of you. And I know where you're going because we're going to get to that.
We're going to talk about the
We're gonna
ugliness that's out there right now.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. So with that being said, register online
Yes.
at Eventbrite. It's absolutely free, but you must register so that we could, you got to have a ticket to get in. It's not like you can just walk in and it's, I'm here. No, everybody must register. You can click the link in my bio on social media, eventbrite.com. So speaking of ugly, where do you want to start? Because I know.
Well, I wanted to add one thing
Okay.
to come out in this to the what are you calling it?
Go-getter,
The go-getter
music,
and
multimedia, leadership summit.
Leadership summit. I was looking for the word summit.
Yes.
Summit. Come out to the summit. It's in the Bronx. There will be no buildings falling down. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
So
Luckily, no one was hurt. Let me see if we
my
have an
heart
update
goes
on that.
out to anyone that lived in that building. I don't even have the information about where it was. Was it the South Bronx?
It was in the South Bronx.
It was a gas explosion, correct?
Correct.
So just happened. So I know by the time this airs, it'll.
Right now, it's saying. Now it's saying
There were no injuries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wanted to double check and make sure.
Yes,
that there
hopefully
was nobody injured.
that's
Reported
accurate.
right now. But,
Right. Hopefully that that's accurate. There are no injuries.
But that looked crazy.
It looked nuts. I
the
said,
video.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Is that NYCHA?
I'm not sure.
Is that NYCHA? It might be NYCHA. That is a NYCHA building, I am told, from the control room.
It is a NYCHA building.
That's a NYCHA building.
Wow.
No bueno.
Oh, speaking of NYCHA, did you see that Mayor Eric Adams
Dropped out of the race? Yes.
I knew that was coming because his poll numbers were so terrible.
I think Mom Donnie got it.
You think so?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing my homework and my research, but everything he's done so far has been solid to me.
And he's been doing this grassroots style.
Yeah.
But I will say this. He's definitely has high expectation.
Yes, that's the thing. See, I never know with politics, right? When someone comes on the scene and they're new, I don't want to just out and out trust, but he seems great.
He seems great, but the things that he is trying to get done will require a lot of departments working together to get the things that he is saying he is going to get done, because the mayor, some of the things he is saying, the mayor has no control over.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say, like, sometimes he looks too perfect. I'm like.
So, with that being said,
I won't be surprised if I see him, like, saving a life on camera.
Right.
You know how, like, politicians set it up sometimes, and it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if I seen that. But no, shout out to him. You know, I think he got it.
But what I would say, whoever's in office, hold their feet to the fire, because he is making
a lot of promises.
A lot of promises that I have never seen a mayor be able to do. I'm not saying that he can't, but I'm just saying it's going to require a lot of departments working together to move that agenda forward. But maybe Mayor Eric Adams could be an influencer. I mean, he loves the internet and the hookah lounges and all the other antics.
He can be an influencer. That's hilarious. No, I really, like, in this day and age of politics, Mom Donnie seems like such a good person.
Yeah.
That I admire. Like, I think we're at the point where we're just at the voting polls. Like, let's just get a good person in office.
Let's just get some.
Let's just get a
be
good
civil, a
person.
civil person.
Like,
yeah.
what is going on?
I
But
mean,
anyway,
listen, the government shut
yeah,
down.
it's just
so many people are going to be impacted by that government shutdown, furloughs and job markets, and we are already dealing with this inflation that is so out of control. Girl, the other day, I went to the grocery store and I was
your
just
cereal
like,
up at $10.99 again?
No,
You said your husband's cereal.
was
Every time you try to buy your husband's
$10.99.
cereal, it's like
I'm just like,
too much
I'm
money.
at the point where I'm not shopping. I'm like, yo, you go, because I can't deal.
Right.
The fish, 3 pieces of fish,
Yeah.
$49.99.
No, it's a bit crazy. I still go to Trader Joe's, though.
Oh, I know your bill is crazy because I go to Whole Foods and I get one little tiny bag.
Trader Joe's is decent.
Is decent?
Like, there are some things I can get. I just go to Trader Joe's just to get some items that I know are going to be astronomical at the Whole Foods or at the other market by me.
You know what store I went to? Food Bazaar.
Food Bazaar is good.
I've never been in there.
Yeah.
My bill was like $400. It felt like it was Thanksgiving. Like, I was like, what the hell? I looked through the bill because I was like, yo, you're bugging. The toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. No.
The
I buy my
toilet
toilet paper on
paper
Amazon.
Was $29.99.
I buy my toilet paper on Amazon. There's certain things I buy on Amazon, certain things I buy at the pharmacy, certain things I buy at different markets. I have to go to different markets to actually like balance out things.
You gotta teach me that hack.
Yeah,
because
you gotta do that. You can't
like,
go one place. Mm-mm.
You know that the rinse you put in your washer, that pre-wash rinse thing.
Home Depot.
Okay, cause that was $15.99.
Yeah, I go to Home Depot, and you know what else I get at Home Depot?
What?
My paper towels.
It's
I
cheaper?
wait to go to Home Depot. A roll of paper towels, you can get them for $1.
Yeah.
So nowadays, if you go to the market or a pharmacy, the paper towels are insane. Like, you cannot buy paper towels for under $19.99 if you want. Like, I don't understand. Like,
It's insane. And listen, I like the finer things in life.
Yeah.
I like, traveling, vacations, handbags,
yeah, I know.
You know how
I
I
know.
get down.
I know.
But at some point, I'm just like, yo, this
changes.
is ridiculous.
No, it changes. Because
This is crazy. Come on, Kim.
the
I'm
economy
like, this
is insane.
crazy.
Yeah. So I know, okay. So not to go off on a tangent, because I want to get to what we want to talk about. But I know a lot of people who are struggling right now. People who are
Yes.
losing their jobs. Like, it's just not a good time. And I'm praying that things get better.
I had, no lie, I'm not even going to hold you. In 1 week, I had 4 friends
Yes.
text me to borrow money.
People are struggling.
And I'm not
yeah.
talking about like, hey, can I borrow a couple of hundred? I'm talking about a couple of thousand because their rent, mortgage, whatever. And, it's so crazy because I was just talking to my therapist about this. I see a therapist, child. And some folks, I don't mind helping.
Right.
But some folks are, how do you call that? Habitual askers?
Habitual askers.
Is that a word?
Don't be a habitual asker.
Yeah, but
Don't
they
be a
don't.
habitual borrower.
And not pay you back. That's the problem.
So
there is.
you have to
And then
make
there's a
people
boundary.
pay you back.
There's a
Yeah.
boundary that I know that I have to uphold, right? But sometimes because I know what it's like not to have, I feel bad. But it's like, yo, like, come on, like.
I don't
Come
ask.
on.
I have a problem. I don't ask. I will go down to my last and I won't ask anyone.
There-
But I have been fortunate enough throughout my life, and this is why I'm very grateful. My mother, my sister, like, they've always been there. Like, the family unit has always been there. So my heart goes out to, people when I see them talking about losing loved ones, talking about losing their mom, their sister. I'm like, I understand, because I have mine. I've always had mine. I've always had that backbone.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important. I will tell you, it is so important to have that strong family foundation. People don't understand. Like, I thank God, like, you know, I had a very, very hard life growing up.
We talked about this before.
Super hard life.
Yep.
And my life wasn't based on my circumstances.
Right.
I'm not supposed to be here today.
Right.
My life could have went a totally different way. That's why I know that God's hand and his favor has been over my life. So I was able to break a lot of generational curses because of his favor and my strong belief. But as I've gotten older and now I have the support system of my husband and like my family unit is so tight, because I could never, there is not one person I could have ever counted on and said, hey, can you get me out this jail?
Right.
Or hey, because they just never had it.
Wow.
They've never ever had it. So I had to hit the streets. I had to hustle. I had to like make something out of this radio thing. It was only me. Only me as a young child getting it and getting it and getting it. Like, it was only me. It was always on my back to be able to do that. And so like now I know the importance of having that family unit, that person that's like, babe, don't even worry about that. Matter of fact, shut the chapter on that. Like, we good over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your life is good over here. Like, so it's like, what you're saying is such a blessing to have.
It's a blessing, yes. Yes.
And you cannot take that for granted.
Yes, and that is like, the older I get, the more I am appreciative of it. Like, wow, because I meet people, like people who will be habitual askers. And I wonder, like, why are you asking me?
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, they don't have nobody to go to.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't have a mother to go to or a sister to go to, a brother, a husband. They don't have it. So we're blessed.
Yeah.
We're blessed.
Yeah. Speaking of older.
Being older and being more mature. Are we getting into this Cardi B and Nicki Minaj thing?
Yeah. So let me give the backstory.
Please, because.
First of all, let's say congratulations to Cardi B. Cardi B dropped her sophomore album. It was 7 years in the making. It is called I Am the Drama. It hit number one. Am I the Drama? Am I the Drama?
Am I the Drama?
Am I the Drama? It hit number 1 on the Billboard charts. And she has had a lot of success from this album. Everybody is talking about how great this album is.
Shout out to her. Yep.
And, you know.
From the Bronx.
But, you know, I want to just, first of all, give her her props, because here's the thing. This project, you know, I've been in and out of the studio with her. I've heard this project prior to it being released. Some songs that I heard made the project, some songs didn't.
Right.
I saw the process.
You saw the process, right.
Of her baking this cake, right? And one thing I will say about her that you cannot take away from is that girl's work ethic is like no other. And I think that comes from her being an underdog and always probably been the underdog in her life in general, just her story in itself. If you know her background and you know her story, that's why I understand her work ethic more than anybody else, because when you've been the underdog in your space, you know, like, I gotta get to it. And she has a hustler mentality, you know, from the strip club and this and that.
Well, almost too well, too quickly. I have an issue with some of what I'm seeing because she's at such a high level now. I look at it like you have to accept responsibility and you have to understand that you are Cardi B now. And you can't just be, you're not just Cardi B from the Bronx. You have to set a better example. And some of the behavior that I'm seeing, and we could get into the Nicki stuff, right? But remember when Cardi said, when they go low, I go to hell, right?
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Understanding where you came from and what you've been through, but you can't go to hell no more. You're too successful. And when you reach a certain level of success, I think you have to learn how to let things roll off of your shoulders. And if you are in this position that you're in right now, album just dropped, you know, you're on top of the world, looks amazing, you know, a strong single mother, you know, dealt with a relationship that you came out of, and you know, you've moved on, and that's a great example, I think, for women who have been through stuff with, you know, high profile relationships in public, and, you know, the man is doing things. You're an example. Mm-hmm. You're a role model. You are a role model now.
I get that. I get that part. And I can understand.
Can't go too low.
But I can understand where you're coming from. But the same can be said for the other side.
Oh, no, I totally agree. No. Both of them are acting crazy.
But same could be said, because
both of them.
Because here's the difference. Here's my opinion on this, right? None of this would be a conversation if she didn't have the success that she had. Because if her album would have flopped, then they would have dog-walked her, they would have laughed, they would have clowned, but because it's not the key that they all thought she was going to have, because everybody, a lot of commentators out there, a lot of folks were counting her out. She couldn't do it again, she couldn't do this, she couldn't do that, and she delivered. Had she not delivered, then this wouldn't even be a conversation.
I get it, but my only issue with her is to start taking the high road on some of these things, right? In a matter of 24 hours, right, the Ice Spice thing came out that leaked, and granted, the call shouldn't have leaked, but some of the things she was saying on the call were crazy. Like, I just want her to accept her success,
but I think
and be that bigger person.
But she's not.
I'm going in your mouth was crazy. I'm going in your mouth was crazy. TT, I'm going in your mouth was crazy. Now, granted, I don't know what the other side was doing, talking about Ice Spice in this scenario, right? I don't know what they were saying. I don't know what really happened. There's subliminal shots. But she is so successful right now. She's not losing. I get the behavior when you start losing. But you're not losing, you're winning. So why is all of this stuff like that? To me, requires a level of maturity for you to now be able to take those shots. Look, even the thing where that I loved when she did the when all the court memes came out, right? She was funny, she was personable when she came out, and you know, said the things she said on the witness stand, and we kind of knew. And I wasn't there, but the case was ridiculous, right? Like, the woman was filing $1 million lawsuit. I don't really know what happened. I didn't pay attention to every little detail, but it didn't seem like there was a real altercation. Like, it looked like they had an argument, and then a woman sued for millions and millions of dollars, right? She was pregnant. The memes came out. You see Cardi's personality. You become a bigger fan of hers because you're like, the way she's handled this is hilarious, right? But she's doing her civic duty by showing up to court. Why are you throwing a pen at people outside? Why are you doing that? You have to stop. That's all I'm saying, right? You have to stop. Like, you gotta be the bigger person sometimes, and you don't have to go to hell all the time. Because I think that people are gonna wait. When that happens, people are going to wait for her to have that L, and that's why maybe they were waiting for it. Now, she doesn't have it. I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming out against, like, the queen of the Bronx right now, because Cardi, to me, is that success story. She is that underdog. I just want her to grow up a little bit. I need her to grow up a little bit. Like, stop throwing stuff at people, whether it's the mics on stage, stop throwing the pens at people. When other artists are coming at you, like, stop being so aggressive towards them, because you're a mother now. You have a number of kids that you're raising. You're in a good position. Her money seems very good right now. She's on top of the world. You're in a good position. Just stop. And look, we could talk about the other side too, right? Because she started the conversation about the kids. But it's like...
But hold on. Let's walk this back for a second. Cardi is going to be Cardi. That's why people love her. Cardi is going to be Cardi, and Cardi is who she is. So when you can't expect a person to poke the bear and then get mad about how that person responds. When you're outside of a courthouse and you say to someone of Cardi B status what you said.
What did he say? What did the reporter say? They
The
asked about the
reporter
pregnancy,
said,
right?
Are you going to have a paternity suit with Offset and Stephon Diggs
Keep
trying
walking.
to make it, trying to be
That's nothing to be throwing stuff at
trying
people.
to be
Just
funny
keep walking.
about
Keep
trying to
walking.
be funny in a moment that is very sensitive with her, and she hasn't
I understand.
let me finish my thought. And she hasn't even announced to the world yet what's going on in her private life, right? So let's just so you cannot be mad at how a person responds.
But
right?
throwing something at someone.
Listen, you cannot be mad about how a person responds when you attack the person. I can't be mad.
But that's not an attack. That's a question.
If I go to Kim,
he asked a question.
You know what
Listen,
he's
I get
asking.
it's the attack. It's like the what was
and the way he's asking.
what was
is
the
to try
girl
to
on the
say that
street
she's a-
that the Craven girl, right? We knew that she was antagonizing the other.
Right, and sometimes when you antagonize a person, you're going to get punched in the face. So
See,
then
but
stop.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be consequences to your actions, right?
So
Nothing.
then
The pen didn't hurt nobody. It just flew in the air. Whatever. I'm saying, as someone who is super successful, you're an example to other people. At a certain point, accept your success and just start to grow.
Well, I don't think that none of this would be even a conversation if she wasn't so successful. But because she is successful, a lot of it is coming because she is successful. Because the jealousy, when you have no motion or you think you have no motion, like for example, when I break down the JT situation, and I'll break down the Ice Spice situation, and we'll get to the Nicki part in a second. I look at JT and I'm like, are you just bored?
Yeah, they shooting at her because she's at the top.
You're just bored.
But that comes with the territory.
But my point is, you're going so far as to talk about the way she looked on the album and this and that. It doesn't matter what you say, JT. She's still number one. She still did well. She still had a successful album, despite the fact that y'all didn't think she would.
Right.
So what you're saying comes across as hate. Stop tweeting and getting on Twitter Spaces and saying all of these things and get in the booth and do it that way. And the Ice Spice thing, right? First, the leaked audio, right? I know Tubby, and I know Tubby very well, and I know James. I don't know James as much as I know Tubby, but I'm going to tell you 1,000%. That's not Tubby's character to leak a conversation, number one. And number two, Tubby is not going to do anything to fuck up his money. And Cardi is his artist that he managed, and he's not going to mess up that money. So to insinuate that Tubby leaked or I didn't leak, whatever, it's beyond stupid at this point.
But let's give the background so people see it. So the audio leaks of Cardi yelling at James.
But
Ice
that
Spice's
audio was
right?
a year. The audio
Right, it's a
was
year old. It's a year old, which is interesting. I get it.
So
I get
why
that
is it
part.
coming out now?
I get that part, right? But let's give background. So the audio of a phone call between Cardi and Ice Spice's manager James leaks online, right? On the audio, she's basically saying that she's gonna beat the shit out of Ice Spice, right? For whatever subliminal. I think they were arguing over something Ice Spice had said in the record. Then in that conversation, and she has, and this I respect, she has since apologized to Lotto. In that conversation, Lotto and Meg Thee Stallion catch strays, right?
She basically saying, I'm not
Them.
Lotto,
I get
I'm not
it.
Megan Thee
But
Stallion.
they caught a stray. That's catching a stray.
I'm
that's
not.
catching a stray.
Yeah, that's catching a
like,
stray.
if I hear you talking about me in that
I'm not
way, right?
soft, meaning Cardi isn't soft. Meaning Cardi,
Right,
I've
but
seen
meaning
the girl wrap
you
her hair
soft,
up.
Lotto. That's what that meant. So if I catch a stray, right? If someone that I'm cool with is in an argument and I don't hear them, but I find out later that when they was in that argument, they was like, I ain't Kim. We know what that is. That's a stray. That's a stray. She threw a stray at Lotto and Meg, and they were perceived relationships that we believe were good. We thought her and Lotto were good.
That doesn't mean that their relationships aren't good, though.
No, I'm not saying that. She since apologized to Lotto and said she was going to buy her bag, which I respect. I respect that she was big enough to say, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have said that, right? In the heat of the moment, probably got the best of her. But you said it, right? So there's still some sort of like, if I'm Lotto or if I'm Meg, I'm like, damn.
But
like,
why?
I thought it was cool.
But why, though?
Because if I hear you talking about throwing a stray at me,
if I'm arguing, because if I'm arguing with someone that I know you had beef with, and I know that person didn't pull up on you or do what they did.
I get it. But
I'm going to be honest with you. Me sitting here, if someone was to try you, no. I'm
going to be like, oh, you dissed me.
No,
you dissed me.
No.
I caught a stray.
No.
I caught a stray.
If someone's to come up to me and say about whatever that you had a problem with, and I saw in my eyes you didn't do anything to them, and they come over here, I'm going to be like, bitch, I'm not Kim. I will pop you in your mouth. Don't play with me.
And I'm going to take offense to it.
Okay.
And I'm going to take it personal.
But that doesn't mean I have a problem with you, though.
No,
that
but
just
it's not
means I'm not that person.
But it also means
I will pull up on you.
But listen, it also means if I'm your friend, I'm going to take offense to it and I'm going to feel away.
And I'm
because
gonna
you don't know what my situation was.
I'm going to say, Kim, don't feel away.
Like
I just thought you were soft in that moment.
So listen.
Don't take away. Don't take it away.
I get it, but I'm going to feel away. And I'm going to move differently in the future with our relationship. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move differently with our relationship. And I think that I don't know how Lotto's going to take it. I don't know how Meg's going to take it. But it was a stray. It is what it is. If they were soft in those moments, maybe they were soft in those moments. They didn't do nothing. I don't really know. I think that they had their little beef, Ice Spice and Lotto. Whatever Lotto did or didn't do, I don't really, like, but to be like, I'm not Lotto is kind of like what you're saying. Like, I'm going to handle you differently.
I just think it's very immature for someone to leak a 2024 conversation.
Granted,
when they all made up, it doesn't even, that conversation is null and void.
But no, granted, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. It leaked, somebody leaked it. That's a whole nother thread of like, well, who leaked the audio? That's crazy. But it's leaked. So now let's look at what was leaked and what she's saying. Right? That was my issue.
It doesn't matter. My point is, it doesn't matter.
It does matter. If you're Cardi B, it matters.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. That was in 2024. We good. Y'all had that beef in 2024. Y'all done made up.
It's less about her and Ice Spice and more about my bigger point of maturity, right? So like what I am saying, because I think all of them need to sit down and stop it. They're doing too much online. They're doing too much. And that includes whoever we're saying, Nicki, Ice, Lotto, all these girls. Y'all doing too much. It's too much arguing back and forth. What I'm saying with Cardi is not to single Cardi out. I'm saying you're the one that is on top of the game right now. You are the most successful of all of them.
What I'm saying.
So just stop.
But what I'm saying, this wouldn't even be a conversation if they wasn't. So they need to acknowledge the fact that this energy is based upon the girl just had a successful moment. Doesn't mean that you can't have one either. I think the biggest misconception that I'm seeing, and Nicki has had tons of accolades that you can never take away from her. She's had an incredible run. She's our age. Mm-hmm. Well, she's a generation. She's a generation now. She's my age.
She's your age.
Absolutely.
I don't even know how old Nicki is, but she's definitely older.
Nicki will be 45. Nicki will be 45 in December.
She's older than Cardi. She's absolutely older than Cardi. Right.
But what I'm saying is, Cardi's success does not take away from anyone else's success. And my point about bringing up age is the older you get, the more you should be able to understand that. Because as you get older, you start to realize, listen, I don't have to belittle or diss or shade someone because they're having a successful run, go have your successful run. My time coming back around again, and I'm going to do what I do. It doesn't mean that your success is stifled based upon someone else's success. It comes off as just miserable. It comes off as hater. It comes off as you're competing with someone who didn't even come out in your time. Like, you came out with the Drakes, the J. Coles, Remy got locked up, but the middle child era, I like to call that the middle child era. It wasn't the era of the Jay and the Nas.
Right.
Like, our generation is what I like to call the middle child. We came after, like my journalism came after the Kim Osorio,
I'm the Jay, the Nas
the
era.
the Angie, the Miss Jones. Like, you guys all came before me.
Right.
And then it was me. So I say that to say the same thing with Nicki. Her numbers, she don't even need to worry about what Cardi's doing because that's not even.
She shouldn't.
That's not even your generation. Like, don't even worry because you have done such an incredible job in running your own race. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, she was on top.
Right.
She was on top of the game for years.
But she still, but she still is though. But she still
I know.
is.
I guess.
So my point is, when you engage in this stuff with Cardi, Lotto, Ice Spice, Megan, or when you engage in this young girl, like, this not even in. This shouldn't even be in your mindset to engage with them because you're here. Like, you've already done things that they're
about to do.
They're about to do, or they're trying to do, or they're trying to get to. So when I look at, like, just let her enjoy the moment. What's so hard about that?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, I feel like it's just, I definitely get that from Nicki. I don't really know what's going on with her because it is a different time now. So it's kind of like pass the crown over.
But you don't have to pass the crown. But I think that's the point I'm trying to make. It's not about passing no fucking crown.
But it is.
It's not.
But
no,
it is.
It's
but
not.
It is because
it's not
because women have traditionally in this industry, right, been taught as they come up that there's only room for one, which is why this is a different generation.
But that's why my point is it's a different time.
But she came up in the time. See, the thing I'll say about Cardi and Meg and all of them is, and Glorilla, like, they're coming up in this time where they're sharing the spotlight well. They're collaborating together. There's male rappers who are mad that the women are dominating the game, right? They have come up in a different time.
But my point I'm trying to
make... The Nickis, the Kims, the Foxies, like.
But that's not even
they
Nicki's,
came up in a time where it was
Nicki's
like.
era though. Foxy and Kim all came out before Nicki.
But when Nicki came out, it was definitely like just one. Remember, like, it was just one person.
I think at the time, you got to look at the music business at the time. They weren't investing in female rappers because of the cost to move a female rapper.
Right.
Because of the Foxies and the Kims and the Lauryn Hills. They were very, very expensive to move around. So labels weren't really investing in that model because it wasn't really making them money.
Right.
Like, I mean, of course, Kim and, they made money, but you understand what I'm saying. They wasn't making money to the degree that the Nas and the Jay-Z's and all of these people were making. It was a lot to that. My point is, you don't have to subscribe to that mentality of there can only be one. That is a mental subscription that you false put in your head because now it is the time and you have been able to stand the test of time as Nicki Minaj. You have been able to stand the test of time. So there should be your ability to say, okay, this girl's having her moment. Cool. Mine's coming out in March. This person having this moment. Cool. Megan's having her run. Cool.
Well,
Glorilla's having her run.
But we know,
cool.
but we kind of know that she can't do that. Like, we've watched her for enough years to know that she just doesn't do that, right? So, like, we've seen it happen time and time again with different artists. So that's why my point is more so like, you know that this is what this girl does. Don't respond to her. Don't respond to her.
And I agree with you on that point, because you don't have to match that dark energy.
It's dark energy,
You
right?
don't have to match
that's
it.
really my thing, especially when you're in your light and your moment right now. You're again, you're the one.
Yeah.
So when you lower yourself and you bring yourself down to hell, right? It's just, you're just setting a bad example for everybody else. And there's the cyclical thing that a lot of these girls kind of go through. And when I watch it online, I'm really turned off by it as an elder in hip hop now. I feel like I really watch it and I'm like, I don't even want to support these artists. Like, and maybe it's not for me to support. Maybe it's just, I just want to listen to Luther Vandross in my car all day now. Like, cause I'm like, I can't even support y'all because y'all are acting foolish. And I've grown out of that.
Yeah.
And I think it just sets a bad example. And I think as mothers, you know what I'm gonna say to them? When they kids get older, right? And you're dealing with the things that, look, I can say that I'm dealing with my daughters. You'll come back to me and be like, you was right, I shouldn't have acted a fool. Because I can see the effects in my kids from the things that I did and the mistakes that I made going to hell. Me taking it, lower and me being in hell with people, mainly their father, right? Me making choices and doing the things that I did in front of my kids, it was very harmful to them. And I can see it now, and it's a deeper conversation we can get into later, but that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what you're
energy.
doing.
Yeah, you don't have to,
especially in front of your daughters.
Yeah, you don't have to give that dark energy.
Right.
You know, and it's sad because, you know, if you know your worth and your value, you really don't have to give dark energy. You really can go to the light. And I know Nicki loves quoting Bible scriptures and this and that, but there's a lot of Bible scriptures that you're not living by that you definitely need to stop.
You
need to stop.
It really, to me, speaks to your maturity level and where you are, right? So, like, why are you still in that place? Like, what are we doing as women, and I don't want to single out the women. I feel like this has been a conversation where I'm kind of like being extra hard on the women, and I don't want to do that because the men are acting a fool as well. Mm-hmm. This podcasting thing is crazy, but that's a whole other subject that we don't have to touch, right? Like, everyone wants so much attention. And as we get older, I look at it like, is this all for attention? Like, is attention that much of a drug to you that you will lower yourself, right? And make these decisions that are harmful to your kids, to the community, if you're a role model? Like, it's really sad.
And the world is not out to get you. Like, the world is, like, I've been around Cardi, and she's not out to get you.
Yeah, like, she seems like
no, she's not.
Normally, like when I see her personality, she, like I was saying with the court stuff, like,
she's not
she
out
had
to
me
get
up until she threw the pen. I was like, yo, I love her, but then she threw the pen. I was like, why'd she do that?
But she's not out. This misconception of, like, she's put here to take me down, and Meg's put here to take me down, and Lotto's here. Like, nobody's on that type of time.
Yeah, it's very, very, like, defensive.
I promise you, that girl just want to make her music, take care of her babies, hustle and go home. It's not a thought process in her mind that says, I'm going to think about you and how to take you down. That's just not the type of time she's ever been on. She's literally been the type of person that's like, how do I get to the bag and take care of my family? Mm-hmm. How do I get to the bag and take care of my family? How do I go so hard? How do I go so hard? No, what y'all need me to do? What y'all need me to do? Because I'm gonna go so hard, and I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna get up almost due to sell these albums, because I know my management depends on it, my family, my label. I know there's so many people counting on me. I need to get up and I need to work. That's her mentality. From being around her, that's her mentality.
I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know our time, like we spent it, and I really, and I think it's an ongoing story that we're going to keep covering. I want to talk about Bad Bunny.
Oh, for the Super Bowl?
I want to talk about Bad Bunny because everybody's talking about Bad Bunny, and I want to talk about Bad Bunny. And I don't speak Spanish, right?
I don't speak Spanish that great either. So
that great is different than I am so bad at it.
No, I'm bad at it too. So.
I started really appreciating his music when I started Zumba a couple years ago, because that's how I started to really I was like, oh, this is really good, right? Understanding that he was a global icon and that everybody loves him and that so many people are
his
like.
Concert I heard was, I didn't get a chance to go in Puerto Rico because I was traveling, but I had
They said it's
friends.
like the most amazing
No, they all
thing.
told me it was amazing.
Yeah,
They all told me it was a cultural moment.
I love that they chose him as the Super Bowl performance. Like, I feel like that was such a genius move.
Yeah.
Everybody's crediting Jay-Z, so I guess we'll credit Jay-Z. Okay, Rock Nation, right? I feel like it was a genius move at this time in this country, and I love we have a couple months, but I love the social media response to it. I think that's when social media can be used for good, right? Because it's like people are uniting, right? And joining together and supporting him and saying things that are, everyone has their own political agenda, but it's not harmful. You know what I mean? So I feel like it was such a good move for the country at this time.
And hopefully he can bring some unity to the country,
I think he can. That's my bigger point. I feel like watching everybody support him, I feel like that will unify people. Now, I've seen the critics and people say things, but I almost am like...
MAGA was having a
I'm almost like they just make themselves look worse.
Yeah. In your eyes. But in their eyes, no.
No? You think there's like I'm like, is this real? I'm like, do people really feel that way?
Yeah,
How could
they do.
It's horrible.
It's horrible, but yeah, they do. And that's partly why Bad Bunny has always stood up for marginalized communities. That's his thing.
Yeah.
He's always been very vocal about that. His show is all about that. And he wanted to bring people into his world and show the beauty of Puerto Rico and his people. And
I love what
and he's done
doing.
an amazing job. And I do think we need some unification. Like you said, the internet can be a very dark place.
Right.
A lot of the drama that we see is from people that are very dark.
Yeah.
And want to stay in a dark place.
And they express it on social media.
Oh, yes,
and
absolutely.
then it's like, so I'm excited about the Bad Bunny performance. I'm enjoying all the memes I'm seeing online of people doing his songs. Like, I just think it's really cool. Yeah. I'm happy.
All right. So Diddy.
Oh, gosh. That's right.
So prosecutors are pushing for a sentence of over 11 years, 135 months. His legal team did not have a victory, so they were fighting to overturn parts of the conviction,
11 years is OD.
arguing misapplication of the Mann Act, and some evidence should be indismissible, and the judge shut that down. And so they're not throwing out his conviction. Sentencing is set in a few days.
Yeah, listen, not ever
11 years is wild.
Condoning any allegations, but he went through the trial. We have a jury acquitted him of the lesser charges, right? It is what it is. To seek out 11 years is OD.
Acquitted him of the most serious
serious charges, right?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm kind of like, what do y'all want? Like, y'all just trying to set an example because
absolutely.
What is keeping him in jail for 11 years really going to do, right? I think that this is where we start to see politics at play, where we start to see the government overreach, again. I mean, I've always been like, yeah, he needs to atone for what has happened. And, I'm sure he's had to pay a lot of money in legal fees. So you punished him. And when he comes out, he's got to deal with a lot, right?
How long he's been in jail for? Over a year now?
It's been about a year. But, you know, this is when you start thinking about families, right? So his daughters need him. You know what I mean? All his kids do. But I don't look at it as, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? And I've been critical of the accusations against him. But do we really think he's going to come out and hurt people? Now, they need to stop. He's not, come on. With everything that's happened, so to make the argument that you want to keep him in there for this long amount of time because he's a danger to the community, I don't know. Like, that's where it starts to get messy.
I don't know. Maybe they want him to have
11 years?
some accountability.
And he should.
11 years is wild, though.
But it's not like he's going to come out and just be Puff again, is he? Like, I don't know, but
I don't know. I mean,
11 years? Y'all want him in there for 11 years? That's a long time. He had his trial. So at that point, you know, they were talking about the woman who worked for him that testified under an alias, Mia, I think she testified at, Mia? They were talking about that, right? And they said that, or his defense is arguing that she should not be allowed to come back to court and, you know, or the prosecution wants her to come back and say whatever she needs to say or write what, I don't know. There's something that they're trying to get out of this woman, right, to affect his sentencing, right? So it's the government bringing her back at the sentence hearing. So obviously defense is arguing, like, why should she be allowed to come in, right, like at the sentencing, which kind of, you know, I understand the defense argument. I'm like, yeah, why do you, like, she already testified. She said what she said. It was, you know, we have the outcome of the trial. Why y'all bring her back to argue why? I don't know. I just think it's getting a little messy and weird. I know we don't have a lot of time, but it's
you know, I wish Puff the best of luck. I think 11 years is wild. Hopefully, you know, if he gets time served, he comes out, he does the right thing, he does therapy, he really does rehabilitation with his family, and he just grows and becomes a better person from this. You know, everyone suffered in this situation. His family, the victims, the women, you know, there's no winners here. This is just sad all across the board.
It is. It's very sad.
And hopefully he looks at this in big picture and says, you know, it's time for me to accept accountability for not just myself, but for what I put my family through, what I put my friends through, what I put the victims through, what I put the legacy. And I do believe that'll be
his focus when he, you know, comes out, like just repairing his family. So that's why I'm like, what y'all trying? 11 years, really?
Yeah, that's wild.
Anyway,
all right, so
we gotta wrap up.
Oh, we gotta wrap up?
Yes,
we can't do that. We can't
I was doing a little signal to you. I was going like this. I was trying to do the signal.
How much time
like,
we have?
With the time. We have no time. We have to wrap up. We have 40
girl
seconds.
talk advice. I'm sorry, guys. We couldn't get to it today. We spent so much time on a Nicki and Cardi thing.
I mean, that's a big story.
That we didn't get to hit our advice, but we will next time. We will next time. I promise you guys.
Yes, thank you for sticking with us. It's Trigger Warning, Kim Osorio and TT. Follow me at Kim Osorio Media on YouTube and
TT Torrez.
There we go. I know, it's crazy.
We out?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize we had a couple more seconds, guys. We had a couple more seconds. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
We're done. We're done, guys. Sorry about that.